So
And
should I take it here?
yes, please take it. Just guide
Okay.
me. I don't know how. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, you did it correctly already, so you want to spam weapon switch, so you skip a part of the tutorial, I guess, in the beginning. And nothing matters here until the in-game clock is at 021, when the AC-130 gets activated and you can shoot.
The in-game clock is at the bottom right, by the way, because it took me a while to find that when Survivor was first referencing it when he was teaching us how to play this.
Yes, so you should see the car coming from the house on the left, I guess, and a bunch of enemies come through the field and from the church and everything. I usually advise shooting at the car, or where it stops, and then just kill 7 enemies before 036, and you should get your friendlies to move up at the brick walls or whatever if you do everything properly. So that's probably 7. And then these allies will move at 036 like they do. And now nothing matters until 051, where we have to kill another, I think it was 5 enemies in 10 seconds. So right here, we want to kill 5 enemies.
I usually like to clear out this first area as good as I can, just like really quickly without shooting on the church, obviously.
Yeah. And then 101, you should have killed 5 enemies. If you haven't, you lose time. And if you do this properly, Price will say the line, Wildfire, this is Bravo 6 at about 123 to 125.
There it is, 125.
Yes. And now you have 36 seconds to kill 10 enemies. So at 2 minutes, you should have this field clear where Blue is watching. You should blow up the car and kill this wave of enemies that comes out of the house. You don't need to really kill the enemies that come from the top side, but I don't know, it might sometimes affect things.
Yeah, and while I'm waiting for these guys to come out of the house, I'm looking in that back area to make sure...
you need to look at spawn, kinda, or the very first section. And now you just want to kill all these enemies that came out of the house. This is kind of the safe way to get rolling in, kind of fast.
There we go. Yep.
So you just wait for everybody to get out of the house instead of going for the immediate one.
Yeah, if you shoot them too early, they just hide inside the house, and that is the bane of my existence.
I think it's a good rule of thumb to not use the 105 millimeter shots on that building, except for the first shot. I think that's okay, because you'll create so much smoke you don't see like the. Oh, we didn't get. Oh wait, we have a little bit of a slow teammate, so this can sometimes happen.
Well,
it's kind of out of your control.
Not too bad though.
Yeah.
It gets as soon as we basically don't get any like stopped dialogue. As soon as we get the water tower thing. So before, if the teammates are in the car before this line finishes, it's fine.
Yeah.
And I think they are. Yeah. That's completely fine. We didn't lose any time.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's like the good rolling in that you're kind of shooting for on average in like a full game run?
I'd say 210 is pretty good.
Okay, so we're like a few seconds off.
Yeah, I'm happy to get up to 210. 2 flat is possible if you're going like full YOLO pace, but
turbo.
Yeah, if you try to go for the YOLO pace, it usually ends up at 230. So
yeah, that's very true. Because you just try to kill the second wave of enemies too quickly and they just get stuck. So it's a bit scary.
Right here, you want to engage the village enemies as soon as you can, because it might affect how fast the car moves. I've seen some variants. Yeah, I've seen some variants here, but I'm not entirely sure if this affects anything. But you definitely have to shoot enemies here, because your teammates have a health meter that you cannot see. And if you don't kill enough enemies, they will run out of health and you will get a failed message. I don't think anyone has ever gotten it, though.
I'll find a way.
Yeah.
I almost didn't kill the tank. It didn't die. I shot it with a big boy bullet and it still lived.
I think the tank is invincible until it gets a certain distance from the barn.
I shot it way out here, though. I think I just messed up.
It lasts a 105mm and 240s. So
Oh, okay.
I'm really certain that I took it out with like 2 or 3 40 mils one time when I started shooting it really late. But if I shoot it really early, it seems to take like 7 or 8, and that's why I came up with that theory. But I don't know.
Either way,
yeah,
you
it
have
could be.
all the day in the world to kill it. So
Yeah.
don't sweat that section at all. Like even this one, like it's like once you figure out how it works, it's really straightforward. But I don't know, Survivor, if you
Now
want to take it away
here, yeah, we should get Price's line, which is, I don't know what it is. I think it's like approaching the boneyard or whatever, as maybe 514, 516. We'll see.
I
Because
think it was at Wildfire at like 512 we had it.
Yeah.
yeah, actually, true. So it takes a bit more time.
And we essentially
we-
want to start
Oh,
engaging
we already
when
got
it's
it.
yeah, we want to start engaging when the game save pops up, pretty much.
Yeah, autosave pops up, then you want to start engaging enemies, and you have almost 1.5 minutes to kill 12 enemies.
Just 12, chat. All you need to worry about is 12, and then you literally just sit here.
Yeah, even if the enemies live, it doesn't matter. Ideally, you kind of want to save some enemies for the next section, since
Yes.
that timer is 20 seconds and you have to kill 5 enemies.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you've killed all the enemies, more won't be spawning in, so you might lose time.
Yeah, so usually if you kill or you wipe the map after like one rotation or one circle around, like you probably want to just stop, like I am now, and just kind of wait for all these guys to come in. And then
Yeah.
as soon as we hear Wildfire, that's when we're going to start shooting again.
Right, so Wildfire, we've reached LZ, and taking fire from all sides, or something like that is the line.
Yeah. And then there's going to be these trucks that spawn too if you want to kill these.
Yeah, so now you easily basically got the trigger, and now it's just waiting around until the mission ends.
Yep.
You don't have to do
Chilling.
anything else. Even if there's enemies alive, your allies will just ignore them.
Invincible.
It doesn't matter.
Great
So-
level. Great level.
Yeah,
I'm
worst
actually
level in
happy
the game.
that you did, figure this level out though, Survivor, because like before it just seemed like you randomly got like a good time or a really bad time. It was out of your
Yeah.
control. But
It would've
now
been
that
so
we have like
close.
an understanding of it, it's not as bad. Like it's still like super auto scroller and boring, but like you have to pay attention, and if you're not, you pay the price.
I'm so glad I wasn't doing full game runs before that was discovered. Like it was right around the time I started, thankfully.
That was infuriating, not gonna lie. And I was only running for like a few months.
It basically gave me the motivation to look into it, since everyone was kinda getting into COD4, and I was like, well, time to get this baby optimized.
Yeah.